back. So today we're going to go over what I'm doing with my 308. I almost said 6.5. I only own a Grendel 6.5, but my 308 Ruger American Predator. And what I've done to it, you guys seen that I chemoed the stock. I put a Matthews Fabrication cheek riser on it. It's got a Bushnell Engage 2.5 to 10 second focal plane. I painted the action and the barrel green. But part of the problem is that while free floated, yeah, the barrel wasn't touching down here. It's touching most of the time all through here. I had already channeled some of this out, and yeah, not magic. I'd already put some epoxy in here. This is the second gen that does take, it's got a magwell piece that goes in here, takes AICS mags. You'll know that if you see my videos. But I put some epoxy in here. It stiffened this up tremendously, and I filled in about half. I should have done a little bit more, but I didn't want any more weight. And so the problem I was having was that by the action, so in this general region, from about here to about right here, the stock was still touching the barrel. Not okay. And I'm not saying this thing gets bad shot groups. I'm gonna take the camera off and show you, because the thing gets great shot groups, but the consistency wasn't quite there, in that sometimes I would shoot shot groups like these. Those are 3 shots, yeah, I know. Sometimes it would shoot, you know, that 0.33, 0.6, you know, that's not bad for a $350 rifle. I also do something that, sorry, I'm putting it back on, that most people don't do. I average my shot groups over the life of the rifle. Right now, I have 250 5-shot groups that I've calculated roughly. I'm a few off because those are 3s, but I'm at about 1,250 to 1,300 rounds on this rifle. This is a 0.7 inch gun, even with the stock touching it. That's with majority of those shots 178 grain ELDX behind some Varget. Trying to refresh my memory. 8208 XBR reloader 15 and 4064. That's all I've used in it. And I've maintained a 0.7. Not bad. I paid $350 for this rifle. I paid $200 for the scope and $40 for the cheek piece. And then the bipod I usually use for it I got for free. I have really cool friends. You know, that's not bad, but the consistency, like I'd nail a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch group, and then the next 2 groups would be an inch, inch and a 1/4. Still acceptable for this level, this price of rifle, but wasn't good enough. And so what I needed to do, I needed to take from about right here forward and open up this channel a little bit more. And so that's what I've done. As you can see, I've painted in there too, but I started using a rotary tool. If you have a Dremel, use a Dremel. I went to Walmart and bought a cheap one, $23 with some attachments. The attachments suck. This is 10 minutes of doing the rotary and it's already wearing off, but whatever. Plug it in, charge it up. You can adjust the speeds. Little push buttons, and it always starts back off at 15,000 RPMs. And so it's been good. I've used it for about 20 minutes total so far, but anyways, I digress. And so I open this up. This is not going to be super even through here, but running the edge of it through where my nail and my finger is, it feels pretty close. I'm just opening it up more. So if I put the action back in here, it's not touching anywhere at all on this side, and I have room to breathe. Yes, I can grab the barrel when it's torqued into the stock, and I can squeeze it and make it hit the stock, but usually it's hitting here. So I channeled that out some more too. And I'm going to do a tiny bit more. I'm not going to do a lot, even though that's one of the most rigid parts of the stock. I'm not going to do a lot. And until Mid-South Shooter Supply sends me my bullets, I won't be able to test if this made any difference. But this is going to be a long-term thing. More of a suggestion, if you have this gun, I would definitely get a rotary tool, open this up. I would fill all this honeycomb piece in here with resin, or at least some of it. I see some people gouging it out with some kind of a tool, putting a carbon arrow shaft down in there. I don't know that that's necessary. This, I mean, this is, I used to be able to flex this like me doing that in the camera made any difference, but I can't flex this at all. I used to be able to flex it this way a tiny bit. I can't flex it at all, and like I said, I only did about half, maybe. My old stock, I did the whole thing. It was even more rigid than this. And so, but little did I know, the sling swivel goes here. It's got another piece here you can drill. If you drill through this way, real tiny hole, you've got another spot for one there, and you've got another spot for one here. So, just so you know. But I would recommend, if you've got one of these, you know, get this going. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing it in just one second here, but get this out and make some space for that action. And I'm going to see if I can even show you this. This is just me holding it in there, but I've got nothing touching all the way to here at the actual action. So as soon as the barrel starts, there's nothing. But on this side, it's touching still. So I've still got to get that stuff out of there. And so with that, let me have you join me back over on the other side of the table. I'll show you how I'm doing that, and then keep this video as short as possible. Alright, so it dawned on me while I was talking about my Ruger, and I've already, in this video, torn it apart, started showing you, and I'm about to, right after this piece, start doing the rotary tool job on it and showing you how I did that. But I failed to show you that, or understand that not everybody's got this AICS mag option on their stock. And this stock is different than the old stock. And so it dawned on me, I have the old stock, why don't I just show you? So I'm going to pull this into the middle of the video and of me dremeling it out or whatever, and show you what I've got going on here. So this is the stock that originally came with my Ruger. As you can see, I've got the Matthews Fabrication cheek riser. Well, I had put it on this one initially, and you can see I messed up once and then had to fix it, but it didn't mess anything up. It's still super strong. All right. Here you can see the regular rotary mag. Not a fan. And other than that, I've not done anything to the external of this stock whatsoever. Now when you flip it over, and it's not going to stay, so let me brace that up. When you flip it up and over here, you can see that I filled all that with epoxy. And this isn't some crazy weird epoxy. This is JB Weld, the 2 epoxy system. I literally just squeezed it into here and mixed it with like a little popsicle stick or something. But as you can see, nothing else has been done to the stock. The other thing that I did that was a little different, as you can see, the X pattern that's in here. I took a drill and drilled a hole into each one of those ribs at a diagonal. And I did that so that it has some continuity, and this chamber, without having to come over the top too much, could attach to all the other chambers. And I believe that stiffened it up quite a bit. This one is actually more stiff than the one I have on the wall right now. But that one is, you know, it's plenty stiff. And little teaser here. Look how much more room I've got under that. It's like I can't even, you know how you can squeeze them and make the barrel touch? You can't even do that on this one. I didn't do that much on this one. I should have. But all along I wanted the stock with AICS mag. So hey, I just wanted to drop that in there, show you guys what I did to this one and how much epoxy I used in there compared to that one. And that will give you guys an idea of what I did. It's not what you should do or anything like that. It's just what I did. I recommend doing this. It makes a big difference. Alright, so the tool that I'm using isn't really strong, so it's not going to kick this around. So if you just want to set it down here, you've got to support it out here. And I don't need to get it level, but this gives me a good idea that, or a good angle, sorry, that I can come back and forth on. And I bump it up to 20,000 RPMs. And I just go back and forth. As you can see, if you can see, it's really thick here, and it's getting thinner where I already started. So I'm going to concentrate more down here. And it does kick up some of this plastic. I think it's fiber or glass-filled nylon. So eyeglasses, all the good stuff to keep you safe. And I just keep going back and forth. So if you do too much in a spot, I'll do that real quick, you'll see that it builds up right like that. And so you want to get that out of there. And then it's real easy, even though I created a divot, it's real easy to get rid of it. And so I'm already starting to make a pretty big impact, but I won't bore you with the rest of it. But that's how I do that, and I'm hoping to get some good results out of that, but we will see. I definitely 100% recommend putting the glass filled nylon scope, putting the resin in here. Ooh, that's hot. Putting the resin in here. I'm a big proponent. You should paint your stock for sure. Krylon. Anyways, paint your action, your barrel too. It's $350, $400 gun. Just paint it. Have fun. But do that and channel that out, and I guarantee you'll have better results. And with that, stay tactical.